Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 19th. Hello, people in the interwebs. You can see me say hello when you watch back later. Hello. I am happy to report that our review slide is going very well. A lot of us made the right decisions. This is 9/10, and they want to know, name a fraction that is equivalent to that. What does that mean we want this to be? Vlad?
We want that to be 10/10.
Very good. I want this to be 10/10, and then I can make this here 9/10, right?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, wait. That's a really bad way. Let me just tell you, that's a really bad way to draw a model. Let's draw a model a better way. So I'm going to cut this in half first. Then I'm going to cut the half, Julian. If I've got 10, my denominator is the total amount of equal parts, and it's 10. What's half of it going to be? How many are going to be on this side? Yeah, man. And we're going to have 5 over here. And so this is going to be 5/10. Yes? Is that right, Julian?
Yeah.
Everybody give Julian 2 claps. Good job. And this is our dot here. And it's going to be 9/10. Pack sticks for somebody that's going to explain, because almost every single person in this jar got it right. And anybody can answer the question. Here we go. Lucia.
It's 18.
Tell me why. What did you do? How do you know? Be prepared to explain your reasoning.
I did it 2 different ways. So the first one, I multiplied 9 times 2, and I got 18, and then I multiplied 10 by 2, and that equaled 20.
Ooh.
And then I also...
Because whatever you do to the bottom, whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. You must do to the top. Very good. How else did you do it, Lucia? Pause. I'm sorry. Raise your hand if you did it this way that Lucia did it. Raise your hand. You did the multiplication. Cool. Put your hands down. Next.
And then I also drew a fraction line over it. And then, and I did, the fraction was 18. That's what it ended up being.
Tell me what did you do with the new tick marks? This is directly related to what we talked about yesterday. Somebody want to jump in and help Lucia? Gabe, what'd you do? Everybody say, great job, Lucia.
Great job, Lucia.
Everybody say, what do you got, Gabe?
What do you got, Gabe?
Sure. Come on down. Here he comes. He's in the black long sleeve Levi shirt. He's getting ready to tell us.
What she did was made a number line over, and then she split all of these spaces in half.
Oh, that's a good point.
Raise your hand if that's what you did. Give yourself 3 claps. Good job. 1. Here. So now, if we count all these green and purple jumps, what's our 1 going to be over here? What's our 1 going to be over here, David?
20/20.
Yeah, man. 20/20ths, which means this dot here is going to be, just like you all said, 18/20ths. Everybody say, great job, class.
Great job, class.
Super proud of you guys. You did a great job on that today. Here we go for our new lesson today.
Lesson 9.
Lesson 9. Explain equivalence. Let's talk about how we know whether 2 fractions are equivalent, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Before we do that, I just want you to notice, when you see this here, say number talk, that's one of these babies.
Oh.
Fine, it's going to be quick today. I'm not going to sit on this for a long time. We're going to fly through this today. Find the value of each expression mentally. 2 times 3 equals
6.
6. Did you write anything down?
No.
You did it
Mentally.
That's what you're going to see when you go back and watch the video, Alex.
10 times 6, what is it?
60.
10 times 12, what is it?
120.
How'd you know that?
Because I know that anything multiplied by 10, most of the time you'll get a 0 at the end.
Well,
How did you know that 10 times 12 was 120, Caden?
Well, 10
12 can actually, like, wait, 12 tens can actually, like, you count by tens 12 times, you can get 120.
You could do it that way. Jake, what'd you do?
I did 10 times 10. That would equal 100. And
Ooh.
I did 20 plus 20. And
Everybody say, great job, Kaden.
great job, Kaden.
Everybody give Jake a big woohoo. I love your strategy because you're counting by tens. I love your strategy because you're doing 10 times 10 and then adding 2. Who did something different? Gabe.
You could add 12 10 times.
You could add 12 10 times. What'd you do?
One of the ones. That's in front of the
Okay, you and I need to talk about that later. What'd you do?
I put a 0 at the end of the 12 because you can just do that simply whenever you multiply something by 10.
Good job. Come on. Does anybody know what I want to hear? Can anybody tell me what my ears are begging to hear? Kelsey. Thank you. She used the information she already had up here, did 60 plus 60, and got her 120. Everybody give everybody 3 claps. Good job. Oof.
Oh, I know.
Say it. What is it?
240.
Who can raise their hand and tell me what they did? Riley.
I
This is fun today.
added 12 plus 12.
12 plus 12 is 24.
100.
120 plus 120. 12 plus 12 is 24. Put the 0 back on, then 240. Very good. Here we go.
Big brain math.
Oh, I know this.
Oh!
I know.
You know. Let's see if somebody else knows too. Anybody else? Micah.
120.
Why do you know that, Micah? Tell me how you know.
That.
Glad to see you. Thank you for coming today. I'm so happy you're here.
What is it?
Micah, how do you know? Tell me. Listen to Micah. You can't hear what he's saying.
I did 10 times 24, but instead of 10, I did 5.
And so you knew. Who wants to keep explaining? Let's keep this going. Vlad, you're next.
Can I tell you mine after one?
Go.
Well, I did before everybody shouted out the answer. I knew that if you count on your fingers, it would take 20 fingers to count it. So I just would
20. Oh, be more specific. It would take 20. I love this. I love your brains. It would take 20 fingers to get to 100. And then
you would do that 4 more times.
do that 4 more times, which would give you
120.
very nice. Who did I say could go next? I said Sean. You've been having your hand up. What can I do for you? How do you want to contribute to this conversation, my good sir? You can do it. Huh? Go. Yes. Good. Go ahead. Ah, Lucia.
I cut 240 in half. I split it in half.
Very good. Cut 240 in half. Kyrie.
So I used my correctional skills because I know 5 is half of 10. And so I just decided that if we wanted to make that be true, we would just put the same as that because 5 is half of 10. And if we just add 12 2 times, then it would make 120 come back.
Well done, my good friend. Riley.
I use my knowledge from 10/12s because since you have 5 instead of 24, you would have to go up 12 numbers to get to 120.
Okay. Good. Jake.
I did the 20. I made it a 20, and then did.
What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about this here. Oh, you did it and made it a 20.
Yeah, and then I got it to be 100, and then added that. Since I knew what 5 times 4 was, I added 20.
Very nice. Everybody give everybody a great big, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
good job, Sophia. Thank you. You can participate from home. You got this. Get it, girl. Go.
I do it a lot when I'm counting. When I'm using my fingers to count over 10, when I get, if it's like 24 or something, and I'm counting by 5s, I'll do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That would be 10, and then I do it again.
Yeah, good. Great.
And I did that until I got the 24.
Great. I want to give everybody like the biggest silent celebration ever for all of your amazing hard work and how your brains are so beautifully. That is the saddest celebration I ever saw in my whole life. Come on, man. Get happy about your life. Woo! Oh, yeah. Thank you. Hey, your brains are beautiful machines that I love it when they work and when they share the way they work with others. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. That is why I live. Okay, here we go. Little story time here for you in math class today, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Woo! Andre, Lynn, and Claire are representing 70/100ths on a number line. Oof. That is going to take a long time to draw that number line. Am I right? Andre said, oh no, we'll need to partition the line into 100 equal parts and count 70 parts just to mark 1 point. Oof, like we just said, he's like, bruh, this is going to be too hard. I can't do this. My dude, we feel you, man. Lynn says, calm down, Andre. It's fine. Don't be alarmed, friend. What if we mark 7/10 instead? We could partition the line into just 10 parts and count 7 parts. Huh. Claire was like, hold up. Let's take this one step further. What if we partition the line into 5 parts and mark 3/5?
That's a little bit too easy.
Huh. That's the story. Do you agree with any of them? I want you to use the classwork section of your notebook for a moment. And I want you to, I don't think I did this in yesterday's, or this class yesterday, but I want you to work with your shoulder partner. Gabe, will you bring your notebook over here and work with Caden, since he doesn't have a shoulder partner?
Yeah, I don't.
And you don't either? And then, Sophia, I'm going to bring you over here and you can talk with Jillian and Vlad. So here's what I want.
Hi, Sophia.
I don't remember. Here's what I want.
So.
I want to know, who do you agree with? Andre, Lynn, and Claire. I think I'm going to leave it on this slide here because this slide is just 3 number lines. Okay, so you're going to have a number line for Andre, a number line for Lynn, and a number line for Claire. And I want to leave the story on the story here. Andre, Lynn, and Claire are representing 70/100ths on a number line. He says we're going to have to make a line with 100. Is he? I want to know if you think he's right. If this here is what they're trying to represent, is he right? Do you agree with Andre? Then I want you to read Lynn's position. What if we just do this? And I want to know what you think about what she thinks. And then Claire thinks that she can do this way. I want to know what you think about each one. Who do you agree with? What do you think? You have 5 minutes to talk to your shoulder partner.
All right.
I
done this on Freckle. I know the answer. Hi, guys. Hi, Sophia. So, I was thinking that I agree with Andre and Lynn because if they're trying to represent 70 hundredths, then of course 70 100th would be good for that. But also 7/10 is equivalent to 70 100ths. So I agree with both of them.
Yes, did you also do that on Friday?
It is equal. I was thinking that since 7/6 was equal to 100, that could be the one number line that we start with. And then we can move on to the 100 one because it sounds just like, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's
It's a conversation.
yeah.
You guys do your work.
Because that would be easier. Instead of just spreading 70 and putting 100.
What do you agree with?
So let's not be lying. Just put 70.
I agree with Lynn. If you multiply 10 by 100, it's like 7.
Jillian,
How's it going over here?
Mrs. Hey, Jillian.
What's his idea?
You guys are prison.
You times 7.
So then which one of these people up here do you agree with? Do you agree with Andre, Lynn, Claire? Now find out what Claire thinks. Find out what Claire is having a good thought. And be prepared to explain your reasoning.
Jillian,
The question is, who do you agree with and why? So who do you agree with? Do you agree with Andre? Do you agree with Lynn or do you agree with Claire?
You could agree with Lynn
Who
because
do you agree with? Which people do you agree with?
70 times.
Are you ready to prove it?
70 times 10. No, 7 times 70, 10 times 100. 10.
She's starting to get to the stage where she started realizing.
So 3/5.
All right, Ryan.
So I
Adventure time. You like Adventure time too?
probably are.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'll be
That's my idea.
30-second warning.
No, shoot. Claire has 3/5 times 2 equals 7/10. But if you plus 1 on the numerator, that is 7/10 times 10 would equal 70/100.
And you plus 1 on the numerator, are you going to do that? Or is it whatever you do at the bottom, you must do to the top? So is 3/5 going to be equivalent to 7/10 without that plus 1? So Claire is right. You don't agree with that. You can't do that plus 1. Yes. That's right. Hey, as I was going around, I heard some rocking conversations. May I ask Vlad, the stick that I picked, to share the conversation you had with Jillian? Go, Vlad. Go, Vlad, go.
My paper says,
That's a great job.
basically,
Basically,
well, let's just not talk about this mess in number one, because I seriously messed up right here.
are you allowed to mess up in math class?
Yes.
Yes. Is that okay?
Yes.
Is that how you learn?
Yes.
Tell me about what you did where you didn't mess up.
I said that my brain says that,
Tell me what your brain says, Vlad. I want to hear it.
100 is equal to 7/10.
70 100ths is equal to 7/10.
Yeah, because I don't really have the best explanation, but
Perhaps your shoulder partner could help.
I know that because I know that's the right answer because I done it on Freckle.
Oh, he did it on Freckle. Those of you in the interwebs, freckle.com. Get there. Be square. You did it on Freckle. Shoulder partner, help your shoulder partner with the situation. What's going on here?
So we said that we agree with Lynn because if we are going to represent 70 100 on another line, of course we don't want to draw 100 tick marks.
Is she saying if we want to represent 70 hundredths on a number line, of course we don't want to draw 100 tick marks, which we wouldn't even draw 100 tick marks. How many tick marks would we draw? 99. Thank you. Very good. And we cannot even get 5 tick marks to be equal parts, can we? We can't even get 5 tick marks to be equal parts, let alone 100. Am I right? We can't. We're not machines. We're not a computer. It doesn't work. And so, continue your conversation, Jillian.
So it's we would do 7 times. 70 is equivalent to 7 months because it's because 10 times 7 is 7, and 10 times 10 is 100. So
And whatever you do to the bottom,
You must do to the top.
sure. Great. Excellent. I want to take a moment to talk to Mr. Caden. Caden, what do you think? What do you say? I want you to talk to me about this part right here. This part. Loud and proud, baby.
I did 107.
Huh?
71 divided by 10 will equal 7.
Say that again.
7 I think 100. Because 100 divided by 10 will equal 7 tenths.
71 hundredths
Divided by
divided by 10. Divided by 10. Who came in here and told you you were allowed to do division? I did. It's fine. 70 divided by 10 equals 7. 10. 100 divided by 10 equals 10. Very nice.
good job.
Everybody say, great job, Vlad and Jillian.
Great job, Vlad and Jillian.
Everybody say, great job, Kaden and Jake.
Great job, Kaden.
Great job, Kaden and Jake.
Oh.
What?
Everybody say, we know you're not Jake, we know you're gay. We know you're not Jake, we know you're gay. Mrs. McGinnis is very sorry. Mrs. McGinnis is very sorry. Everybody say, great job, Kaden and Gabriel. Great job, Kaden and Gabriel. Very nicely done. Did anyone in their group talk about our friend Claire?
No.
Nobody talked about it? I know these guys talked about it a little bit. Did anyone else talk about the friend Claire?
I didn't talk about her.
Okay, let's talk about this. I'm going to, okay, I'm not doing Andre and I'm not doing 100 tick marks. So sorry, my dude. I'm going to do Lynn. We start with the half, if we can, right? Half of 10 is 5. Good job. Bless you, bless you. And so, 5 tenths, 10 tenths. Yes, am I okay so far? Yes, okay. And so 5, 6, 7. Here's our mark. 7 tenths. 70 100ths, approximately. Yes? You tracking? Okay. Now. Now you gotta sit down, baby. What's wrong? You okay? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does Claire say? What did Claire say? Sophia, did you see? What does Claire say? Claire said
that Claire said, what if we partition the line into 5 parts and mark 3/5?
mark 3/5. 1, 2, 3. What do we think? Do we agree with Claire or no?
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. And Gabriel, would you share
What I did.
what you did, even though it was a mistake?
Yeah.
Is it okay to make mistakes?
Yes.
Do we learn from making mistakes?
Yes.
Share with us.
So
yes, Michelle.
what I did is I did 3/5 times 2, which equal 6/5.
6 what?
What's this? 6 tenths.
Good job. 3/5 times 2 would equal 6 tenths
And I plus 1
to the
top.
top. So you added, I'm going to just give you a little more detail. So you added 1 to the 6 tenths. You added the 1, and that is how you got it to be 7 tenths, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I showed Miss McGinnis, and she said whatever I do to the top, I must do to the bottom.
Good job. And that is why you can't just add 1 to a numerator randomly, right?
And I thought that I could because I forgot. So that would equal 7 tenths times 10 equals 70 100ths.
Right. But because we know that whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top, we can't just add 1 to the numerator just to get what we want, right? It has to be equal. Excellent work. Oh, that was so good. Share your reasoning and number lines with your partner. We did that. Take turns. We did that. Yada, yada, yada. We did that.
Sorry for the interruption. Just one thing about the lockdown drill today. I don't know that I was clear in any of my communication. At 2:30, we will announce, or about between 2:30 and 2:35, we're going to announce a lockdown drill. You will lock your doors, but you will show the PowerPoint presentation and talk about lockdown situations. So we would like everyone to do it at that time if you can. And I've already talked to specials teachers, or I'm getting ready to explain what we decided about that. So if you have any questions, give me a call, but I just wanted to try to be a little more clear. Thanks.
Okay. So you guys are doing an amazing job with equivalent fractions. I'm so proud of you. Explain or show why this statement is true. 5/4 is equivalent to 15/12. Use a number line to help. Ooh. Let's have some more table talk. How about, wait, before we do that, let's have 30 seconds that starts now of think time. Thinking. Read and think. Don't talk, just think. Look at it and think. Why is 5/4 equivalent to 15/12? Thinking. 3 seconds. I see smiles, I see hands. Talk to your shoulder partner for 1 minute. Why is it true? Tell your shoulder partner. Ask him if he agrees with you. Have a conversation. Have a conversation. You're losing it over there on the 30 seconds. Keep talking. See if you're done. Look at number 2 and start thinking about number 2.
11 times
Look at it. Think.
5 and 5 times 5 equals 5 times 2 equals 10. These are like that.
Talk to your shoulder partner.
Okay. We know all the
You see it.
We're just questioning I'm gonna get my book more. It's actually
Drawing a stick. Everybody seems to have a lot of good answers. Oh, I already talked to that person. Riley. Yes.
Number 1, it would be true because if you do 5 times 3, it would equal 15. If you do 4 times 3, it would equal 12.
You guys are doing a great job of seeing those equivalencies. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Do what you're supposed to be doing. You guys are doing a great job of seeing these equivalencies using multiplication. And I'm super proud of you for that. Let's talk about it on this number line though. So we have it in fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fourths. 5 fourths. Here's our mark. Right? So this fraction is less than or greater than 1? Greater than, because that number's on top. Now, what am I going to do to partition this number line in a different way to get from 3 fourths to 15 fourths? Sophia, are you with me? Yes? Okay. What am I going to do to this line? David? If I split it only in half,
no.
That's going to make this be,
8.
no, 8 eighths. That's not what I want. What am I looking for?
12.
12. So how many do I need?
You're gonna split it in thirds.
Hey, look. Oh, man. I'm going to take this number line, and because we already know this part, we know that we need each number line to be in thirds. Yeah?
Yeah.
We can see this, correct?
Yes.
Once you know this piece, that's how you do the number line.
Yeah.
And when you do that here, that's going to get you to 15 twelfths, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody give yourself some silent celebration. You're doing an excellent job. Now, Diego wrote 11/5 and 55/10 as equivalent fractions. Are those equivalent? Are those fractions equivalent? Explain or show how you know, Mr. South.
Okay, they're equivalent because
They are?
yes.
Yes. Okay.
They're equivalent because you can do 11 times 5, but do not times the 5. Just do 2 times 5, and then it's 55.
Am I allowed? Am I allowed to do a times 5 on the top and a times 2 on the bottom? No. Why not? Whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. Why is that? Can I ask you? Why is that a trick? Because that's just a silly little saying we say. Why is that true? Let me show you something. Hold on. When we do this, we are multiplying it times a fraction. So James, you said 5 on this side. I'm going to do 5. And then whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So that would be what? Well, we're doing so good. That would be what? 55. Yeah. Look here. I'm going to teach you something I wasn't planning on teaching you today.
What?
Anytime you have a fraction that has the same number on the top and the same number on the bottom, that is code for the number 1. Anything times 1 is itself. Thank you, Gabe. Anything times 1 is itself.
Say you times 10 times 1 will be 10.
So let's say I do like
Because you're adding.
2/4 times 2/2 equals 4/8. We know that 2/4 and 4/8 are equivalent, right? When they're equivalent, that means they are the same. So 2/4 and 4/8 is the same size, just cut up into different pieces. When we some of you aren't getting it. You're not listening carefully.
I'm listening.
When you multiply 2/4 times 1, and you do 2/2, which we know is the same as 1. 4/4 is 1, 2, 2. We've been talking about that. You're not changing the size of the fraction. That's why these are equivalent, because you're multiplying them by 1. Whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. You're multiplying them by 1. And when you do that, you're not changing the size of the fraction. That's why they're equivalent, because anything times 1 is itself, right? We'll talk more about that later. But as for right now, as for right now, we can see that these two fractions are to be or not to be. What do you guys say? Not to be. These two fractions are to be. And with that, we have concluded our math lesson for today. You guys did a great job. Everybody give yourself a big woohoo!